nice new environment today, a little bit more open than my basement. So I'm here at Glen Oak in our ballroom. We don't really have an indoor teaching studio, but we have our own makeshift hitting cage. So finally able to get out, do a little bit more swing videos. So today I want to actually do a pretty fun little test for you. Something that you might have had some questions for, but not really sure how to go about it. So what I'm going to do today is actually hit every single, I'll take a little kneel down here, every single ball that Titleist has to offer, from the true field even all the way to the Pro V1X left dash. And I'm going to hit each one of them to see how they perform and see if there's something that you can take away from this video that might help you pinpoint what ball you should play. So to do this little test, I'm going to hit about 10 shots with each ball from each area. So I'm going to hit 10 shots with my 60-degree wedge from 50 yards. I'm going to hit 10 shots from 100 yards, 10 shots with the short iron, my 9-iron, 10 shots with the long iron, which will be my 5, and then 10 shots with my driver. And from these 10 shots, we're going to get an idea of how each of these golf balls performs and how they compare to each other. And hopefully, like I said, from that, you're able to get a little information on what ball might be best suited for your game. Let's get this test started. So this is the actual Pro V1 left dash. It's actually marked up because that's the ball I am playing right now. It's hard to see, but if you look just to the left of the Pro V1, there is a slight little left dash. So I got that one. We got the Pro V1X. Let's see, where is it? I used to play the Pro V1. That's again why this one's marked up. So you can see why that one's Pro V1. Then we have the True Feel. We have the Tour Soft. And then last but not least, Velocity. To track all the data, I am using a GC Quad launch monitor. We're gonna get started with, all right, well look at that. It is the Pro V1X left dash. So I just hit 70 shots with my 60-degree wedge at 50 yards, and the results were quite interesting. I can't wait to show you guys to see what I found out. There's quite a spread between feel, spin, and it may surprise you as to which one was the softest and which one was the firmest. Now I'm moving on to the 100-yard shot. I'm going to do the same exact test, 10 shots with each ball, 5 in a row switch, 5 in a row switch. And we're going to progress through. So again, not really going to take you along with the ride to hit. Watching 70 shots in a row can be a little boring. 100-yard shot. So that was 70 shots from 100 yards with all 7 Titleist brands of golf balls models. I'm tired. For today, I'm out. All right, that is 10 shots hit with all 7 lines of balls, so 70 shots hit overall. I'm pooped. Last shot. Here we go. I'm starting to really see a big difference as we get into the longer clubs between ball speed, spin rates, smash factor, all this fun stuff that's going to definitely influence how far that ball flies. So we have one more test to go. That's going to be the driver, and again I'm going to take a quick little break, catch my breath, get some energy, a little water, and we'll finish strong with the driver. As I'm just going to hit until I've hit about 3 to 4 really good shots, and I'm just going to delete the rest. That way I don't have to sacrifice hitting 70 more shots with the driver, because right now I'm about 150 shots in. We want to make sure that we can get as accurate of results as possible. Last swing of the test. Kind of happy it's over, but at the same time, it's been a lot of fun doing it. So hopefully we get some good information out of all these shots hit, and we can kind of get a good idea of, again, how these balls compare to my swing. And hopefully you guys are able to take something out of it. So last one, let's make it a good one. taking a look at all this information. So now that the hitting's done, let's get into the analysis. Let's take a look. Long already, but I just want to get you guys the information and everything that I found. Everything that is underlined are kind of the key metrics that I want you guys to take a look at as we go through. I have everything on here from the driver all the way down to the 50-yard shot. I could talk and make a whole separate video just on this information alone, but this is something just for you guys. Take a look at, see what you think, see how the balls perform differently. With the driver, I did only use 4 shots versus 10. I was pretty pooped out, and just wanted to get 4 reasonable shots in there for you guys to take a look. So as I go through, make sure to, you know, if you need to hit pause. Right here, this is the Pro V1. This is the Pro V1X, and you can see this is the Pro V1X left dash. So as you're going through this, just take a look. There's a reason why I didn't just put the averages in. I wanted you to see the difference between all the shots, how mishits sometimes skew the numbers a little bit. It was a very, very surprising test, I will say, in regards to performance through all the golf balls and how they felt, how they spun distance-wise and all that. So this was the driver. Let's get you into the long iron here. So we go true feel, velocity, tour soft. Here is the Pro V1. Here is the Pro V1X. Again, if you need to pause the screen, go right ahead. Here's the AVX, and then the Pro V1X left dash. Pretty interesting in regards to what I found ball speed and launch angle through all the clubs. They were all pretty much equal. Their one wasn't really coming off that much faster or slower. I did want to leave in, again, all the shots just so you can see the sporadicness of the test. There were a lot of shots taken, and unfortunately not every single one is going to be perfect. You can take a look and see which ones might have been mishits. So when the ball speed definitely drops down, those were mishits. So this was the long iron. Go back to the top. Here's the short iron. This was the 9 iron from about 145, 150 yards. Same order. We have the true feel, velocity, tour soft, down to the Pro V1. Here's the Pro V1X, down to the AVX, and then the Pro V1X left dash. And you can see how the balls are starting to perform slightly different, spinning more, spinning less. Again, take into account mishits. Peak height and descent angle. For irons, I'm looking for this descent angle to be anywhere from 48 to 52. So these are coming down in a nice angle that gives you good stopping power. If it's below 48 degrees, you need to have a lot of spin to hold a green. If it's higher than 52, you would need lower spin, otherwise that thing's going to start zipping back too much, and the more that ball's spinning back, the harder it is to control and keep that ball close to your target. Moving on to the 100-yard test, go back to the top here. Again, starting with the true feel, the velocity, tour soft, Pro V1, Pro V1X, AVX, and then the Pro V1X left dash. This is where I think most players here, you want to make sure that you're using a ball that's spinning enough to where when you mishit it, I know I hate to say it, but you will mishit shots. No one's perfect out there. Once we get inside 100 yards, we want to have that ball be able to hold the green if we mishit it. So we want to see some total spins right around, 9,000, 9,500, I guess between 8,500 and 9,500. If you start seeing numbers lower than that, that ball's going to have a tougher time holding the green. So from 100 yards, I'd be okay with all these shots. These at higher end, those are going to spin a little bit more. But right around here, 95, that's right in my swish zone. Going down to the 50-yard shot, just like on the 100, you want to make sure that that ball has enough spin. I'm looking for this ball to have right around 7,500 RPMs. So
you can see the true feel and velocity are spinning a little bit on the lower side. If I were to use these balls, I'd want to see this peak height to be over 30. That way I'm using the trajectory to stop the ball versus the spin. But with my game, I hit these shots a little bit lower. So I need to make sure that that ball's spinning more so it can grab and hold the green. And you can see as we start getting into the Pro V1, Pro V1X, we start seeing a little bit higher spin, but we're also starting to see now a decrease in trajectory. That means that ball's staying on the club face a little bit longer just because of the cover and the ball's being, I guess, grabbed onto by the grooves, which is going to create more spin. And when that ball grabs longer, it also brings that trajectory down just a little bit more. So again, for these 50-yard shots, if I'm spinning this side, I'd want to see, like I said, over 30. But because I'm playing down here, the Pro V1, where are you? Pro V1X left dash, that's spinning a little bit higher. So I can get away with a little bit lower shots. Now this one you can tell, 63, that was a miss hit. But that's still, might have held the green. Being honest, probably didn't. I should probably say, so if I go back here with the driver, for my game, I'm looking to get that total spin right around 2,300. If I had to give myself a window, probably between 21 and 24. A little bit higher, that might be spinning a little bit too much, especially at these launch angles. Torsoft definitely is spinning a little bit too much. As we get down into the Pro V1 left dash, 23, that's in a good window right there. Long iron with my 5-iron, I'm looking anywhere from 45 to 5,500. So the Pro V1X left dash right at 49, perfect, right in my wheelhouse. A little bit too much spin here between the Pro V1 and Pro V1X. Longer clubs, even the true feel velocity, they were spinning okay for my long iron. I'd game those all day, especially with those descent angles and peak height. Short iron, being my 9-iron, I'm looking for anywhere between 85 and 9,500. Most of these balls are all going to tick that box except for, your true feel, velocity. But then the Torsoft starts hitting that Pro V1, Pro V1X. AVX spun a little bit too low. Pro V1X left dash, a little bit lower than maybe I'd want. But if you're looking at your angle of descent, that ball's going to come down a little bit steeper. So that ball's still going to have a little bit of stopping power on the green. Now, if we go into which balls I felt were the firmest and which balls I felt were the softest, may surprise you. We'll start with the softest. The softest ball was definitely the AVX. This ball felt very, very soft off the face. Felt like it was staying on the face a lot longer, which was surprising why the spin rate was so low. But again, that's how the AVX is designed. It's supposed to be a low spinning golf ball. And we see that with the results. The next softest ball was actually the true feel. This ball felt great. This ball ticked a lot of the boxes in my book, to where if I was on a budget or if I needed just a good ball to play, true feel would, probably find its way into my bag. Not going to be honest. Getting into the firmest golf balls, the firmest one was the Pro V1X. This ball, very firm, very hard, but some people like that. You want to make sure that you play a ball that feels good to you, whether that's a firm ball, whether it's a soft ball. If you don't know what you like, try them out. Hit them both at the same time. Then you'll feel the difference between a firmer ball and a softer ball. The second hardest ball was the velocity. Kind of expected, as it's touted as more of a distance ball. And that definitely proved its point. I would say the velocity was probably one of the longest ones out of the whole bunch. But they all performed relatively close in how their ball speeds and launch angles. Everything was kind of right in the same window. So that was the test. This was, again, just for fun. Make sure to take into account, these are all numbers that are mine. They will be different for your game. So depending on what kind of trajectory, if you feel you're a high spin, low spin player, just make sure to see and play what ball is going to be best suited for your game. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Comment below. I'll try to get back to as many as possible. Hopefully we'll be able to see you out on the range sometime soon. Until next time, happy golfing and make some birdies. Take care.